Before we start, disclaimer. This video was made possible by Paradox Interactive. Thank you for making this video possible. Now let's go to space. Hello everyone, my name is Andrew, this is Leo Gaming, and welcome to everything you need to know about Stellaris. Specifically, the Stellaris Megapack. Stellaris is a gem amongst the space strategy genre, and I am not paid to say that because it genuinely is. Before I started playing Stellaris, I was thinking that all space strategy and story-rich games were the same. You play as a species and your ultimate goal is to conquer everything in the galaxy, complete all the research trees, or develop to become the strongest galactic species that anyone has ever seen. Maybe the first and last one are the same, but you get the point! Stellaris is considered a grand strategy to which it's defined as, quote, military strategy at the level of movement and use of a nation's state or empire's resources, end quote. And the game plays this really well, from expanding your empire to creating a powerful military and to gathering resources that help run the empire. It definitely takes grand strategy by storm. Stellaris starts off like any other space-themed grand strategy, and might I add, there's only 16 of them that I could find on Steam, which Stellaris is the top selling of all of them. Anyway, it is a game that starts off with your species and empire selection screen. In the game, with all the DLC excluding the Galaxy Edition upgrade, it has 22 species and empires to choose from. There's your standard humanoids, you got sentient machines that are a joy to play as, then you got your avian races, you know, the bird-looking ones. After that, you got molluscoids, reptilians, arthropods, palantoids, lithoids, and fungoid species. Me personally, I like the Killa Cooperative, which is ruled by the avian species. After you get your species decided, now it's time for galaxy settings. I would say do not change any of these from default except if you want an easier or lesser challenge. Oh, and put on randomized for AIs and Iron Man mode just so you can get achievements. Then click play and let the magic happen. First things first, when starting a game, you will need to set up your research tasks. I recommend going with research speed first just so you can get research done a bit faster. Then you will need to set up the starting orders for your 2 civilian ships. Your research ship will survey and explore new star systems, whereas your construction ship will be used to build mines, research stations, and star bases. After your first task is given, let the game run. But be sure to keep an eye on your right side panel so that way you can find out if a ship has no task. Now you will need to wait a bit before you can do anything meaningful for your empire, mostly because you're low on resources and you need to stockpile them. What you can do in the meantime though is build structures on your homeworld. But seeing as for this demonstration I am playing with the Killa Cooperative, one of the qualities is called Shared Burden, which lessens the need for additional food production as food is distributed equally and most living standards are disabled. Plus it increases your population stability from the start. So instead of having 70% stability, it starts at 75% and will go up over time, as long as you do create certain living standards over the course of your game. Now it is time to focus on the 3 aspects of the game you want to pay attention to the most. As like most grand strategy games, you want to expand and grow your empire. This can be a daunting task, but nonetheless, it is one of your primary objectives. Then you have your military. You need some type of force to protect it, right? That is where your military will play a crucial role. Next and finally, what I would say is the most important is the situation log. Yeah, this will come in handy over the course of the game. First up is expansion. The process is rather simple, to be honest. Use your science ship to survey a system. Once it is fully surveyed, you will need to get a construction ship to build a starport in the new system. Now remember that even though you can build a new starport, you are not limited to just a starport. After you have built one, you can build mining stations and research stations within that system. In some instances, you may find a mission that can only be done by either a science ship or a construction ship. It is more common with science ships though. Next you have your military. To build up your military, you're going to want to focus on 3 areas: engineering technology, ship designer, and the shipyard. The engineering technology will be used to research upgrades and new ship types so you can make bigger and more powerful ships. The ship designer will be used to make changes to current ship designs that are available by default and the ability to make your own. The ship yard is kind of a self-explanatory, but in case you do not know, it is where your ships get built and put in queue. After you have gone through the wait time of your ships being built, it will pop out and create its own fleet. Or if one of your fleets are in the shipyard's vicinity, then it will join the existing fleet. That is not where we stop though. After you have built up your fleet, you then got the command screen for the fleet itself. On this screen, you will see a plethora of buttons you can use. The first row is your movement buttons. These will just allow you to micromanage your fleet's movements. Going left to right, we have merge, stop, return, move, initiate jump, and patrol. If you need an explanation of how to use these, just simply hover over any of them and a tooltip message will pop up. Next up, we have the fleet commands. These are specific to military units because they go as follows: take point, fleet manager, go to, disband, and deselect. Same as before, just hover over the buttons to get the tooltip. We then have the action commands, which are what you will use against hostiles and enemies. You got attack target, which will allow you to attack a neutral target. You do not need to use this against already hostile enemies as long as the hostiles come after your fleet. Orbital bombardment, which, as you could guess, is a bombardment against planets. And finally, fleet stance, which has two modes for military fleets. These are passive, they will not fire on anything unless provoked by hostiles, and aggressive, which just says kill all in sight that are not friendly. And for the last set of buttons, we have the fleet maintenance commands. These ones are reinforce fleet, split fleet, transfer ships, upgrade fleet, and repair fleet. Finally, we have your situation log. Your situation log will keep track of events, story-based objectives, and current projects. In the second tab, you have your log of anomalies that have been found across your explored empire. And the last tab is your victory conditions. These change often as you encounter other species and empires across your galaxy, so don't worry about it much unless things get out of hand with your neighbor or something like that. There are a few other things I would like to add, but I cannot go into more detail about them as I'm not an encyclopedia. The market. This place is amazing. Buying and selling goods and minerals are quick and simple here. Planets and sectors. If you press F4 in game, you will get this section. This will allow you to manage the colonized planets within your empire. Expansion Planner. Similar to the planets and sectors window, you will find this one, but this will show you uncolonized planets instead, and which one is best suited based on the terrain type of the planet. Policies and ethics. These are two separate panels, but I am combining them because of their similarity. Policies will determine the state in which your empire will function, and ethics will enact temporary or permanent effects across your whole empire. Tradition and relics. Throughout the game, you will be able to unlock traditions. These have a wide range and are useful in one way or another. When you complete a full tradition tree, you'll be able to receive a relic which will provide some good benefits, most of the time. Factions and claims. When you start to encounter other empires, you'll find that these two tabs will become more useful. Factions, pretty self-explanatory, and claims allow you to claim a system as your own that another empire actually does. Species and leaders. Want to know about the species of your empire? Here's your place. The Leaders tab, on the other hand, will be useful when dealing with the other empires. And with that said, that is everything you need to know about Stellaris. Not the greatest list of things to remember, but definitely a great start. So if you plan or already have it, you'll find that it makes for excellent replayability. If you fail, just keep trying. And most importantly, have fun. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you guys did enjoy it. I had a lot of fun producing it. It was definitely a different type of production this go around. I never have really done a video of this type of scale, and I'm hoping that I can do more videos like this. And if you want to see this type of series in the future, I do plan on releasing another one on the first Wednesday of July, which, if I recall correctly, it's, I think, the 7th of July? I might be wrong on that. Who knows? But anyway, I should be releasing the next one then, and I will catch you guys for the next episode. Ciao for now.